Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Generally when a person is going to check in by the airport and he goes with his ticket and now he book a economy class flight. And then he comes there and the person at the counter tells him, I like your ticket. For that reason, I'm going to bump you up to business class. How happy that man gets. When we enter the masjid, and we see the first stuff open, then we know business class is free today. Because there's economy class at the back. So business class is in the front. Allah give us understanding, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى صدق الله العظيم. Honorable Ulama al-Kiram, respected friends and elders, if really you have to sit down for a few moments and just picture the entire world in its present condition. Picture one country, one continent, one area, whatever it might be. The only thing we are going to see presently is difficulties, trials, tribulations, hardships, whether it's earthquakes, whether it's cyclones, whether it's the inflation, poverty, whatever it might be. Every country we're going to analyze, every continent, every area, we will see some hardships. So when we see this, when we think about this, then naturally as a human being, you have to think of a solution to this. Because in your house, if you enter and you open the front door, and that specific day something happens and the door handle comes out. So some problem came on in your house. You're not going to leave it unattended to. You're going to see how can I get it sorted. Oh, I need to call a carpenter. What must I do to sort it out? Can I do it myself? But you can get that problem sorted. It's a small thing, but you get it sorted out. But on the global scale and on a big scale, so many problems, so many difficulties, so many trials, which are affecting us directly and indirectly. So what are we going to do to sort it out? We are human beings. We can't leave it because we are living in this world. We're getting affected by it. So suddenly, at a certain point, you think that what is going to be the solution to the problems? Maybe I can't solve the entire world's problems, but to a certain extent that I will become protected from it. So respected friends and elders, undoubtedly Allah has blessed us with the best of deen, the deen of Islam. And we can find solutions to all these answers in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the lives of Sahaba, in Quran and Hadith. So you can look in the lives of Sahaba. Ali radiallahu ta'ala mentioned, says that in the second year of Hijrah, when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was living in Medina, the second year after living in Medina Munawwara, we had to go out to face the Quraysh in a battle. The Battle of Badr. Many of us know the name, you guys have heard it. But he says it was very unique in the sense that we were very ill-equipped. And he says that only one horse we had, 2 or 3 camels, one horse. So he said there's such a difficulty on us. And we thought to ourselves that there's so few Muslims in the whole world. If we get finished here, what's going to happen? But he said that night, after a few of them read the Isha Salah and read a few extra rakats, they made some dua, and they went to rest because the next morning they're going to face 1,000 strong. So there's a huge problem, this. Huge difficulty. It could impact, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions in one narration that the Battle of Badr was actually a differentiation whether Islam is going to last or not. So he said it was going to be a big thing. But I said I looked at Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The entire night he spent in salah and dua. So a huge problem. What solution did Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam teach the Sahaba right in the beginning? that the solution is in salah. Shabeer radiallahu ta'ala mentions, he says, when he went out with Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam for the Battle of Asfan, he says, we came and we were facing a very strong Quraysh army. And it came for the time of Zuhr Salah. So we were thinking to ourselves, now in front of us, there's a huge army. It's the time for Salah. What is Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam going to do now? But we as Sahaba, we were new. Whatever the Nabi Allah is going to do is going to be correct. You know, nothing different. It has to be right. So, but Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he stood up. He told Bilal radiallahu, give the azan. Imagine you standing in front of you, a huge army waiting to attack you. See, we're going to be in Salah. The thought passes a few of our minds. If we're going to go into ruku and sajda, what might happen to us? They might attack us, something might happen. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam instructed for the azan to take place. The entire Muslim army at that time, they stood up, they were ready for Salah, and they started their Zuhr Salah. If we have to know there's somebody breaking the house next door, or a few houses down, or we see in a group there's something happening in our area, and as time for azan goes, so no, I just have to check it home. Maybe they'll come down, maybe something is happening. He says the entire army is in front of us, well equipped. And the third deep pass, they were human beings also. But they knew whatever Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was going to teach them at that time has to be correct. So they could have went in ruku, they could have attacked us. They went to sajda, they could have attacked us. But Nabi Allah stood up for salah. So the entire army, the Muslim army, stood up in salah. So we read Zuhr Salah like normal. So after we read Zuhr Salah, at that time, the leader of the Quraysh army, the non-Muslims, was Khalid bin Walid radiallahu. He became Muslim later. He was in charge. He was the commander at that time. So Khalid radiallahu tells Sahaba, when he became Muslim later, a few of them, when he explained, he said, at that specific time when you started your Salah, Allah made our entire minds blank. Allah made our entire minds blank. Because if we could comprehend at that moment what is happening, we would have definitely attacked you. Because there is opportunity. You're not looking at us, you're not looking around, you're looking down at one place. You see, but an entire moment when you were praying, reading Salah, Allah made our minds blank. He said, after you have completed, we had a discussion. He said, what? They just read, they just prayed now. But don't worry, when someone amongst us said, don't worry, in a few hours' time, they're going to read a Salah again, they're going to pray again. And they're going to pray such a Salah which is more beloved to them than their children and their own lives. So they're not going to miss it, we know for sure. Now we'll be prepared for this. Allah Rabbul Izzat made it such. Between the Zuhr and Asr Salah, some revelation came down. And this is mentioned in the Kitabs very lengthily, how you should read Salah in war. But the point here, respected friends and elders, is that Sahaba at that time, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam at that time, it wasn't a small thing. It wasn't one window breaking, one door getting broken, or something small happening. They could have lost their entire lives. The whole army could have been destroyed. But what did they stick onto? Into Salah. So from this we learn from the lives of Sahaba, the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When these difficulties are going to come, and it's going to get even worse. Look in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. These trials, tribulations, difficulties, closer to Qiyamah, is going to carry on. It's going to carry on. The solution that Allah has left for me and you, Allah has left with Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is in Salah. She was one mother, Allah gave her, she was a pious lady. So every day when her son came from madrasa, so she would tell him, go to the room, read 2 rakats Salah, and then you'll find your food. Allah will give you food. Food comes from Allah. Allah looks after everything. So he should go, young small boy, should go read Salah, then he comes, he finds the food in. The mother would leave it there for him. So for a while she was doing this to him. One day she happened to go out. She couldn't be present at that time. And she got late. So wherever she was engaged in the work, she thought to herself, that my son is going to come home. Like normal, he's going to make wuzus and read 2 rakats Salah. If we don't find the food, what is he going to think? Her conviction was about weak. She had a bit of she was not firm in what she was saying, but she was trying to teach her son something correct. So she said, what's going to happen? So when she came back home, the son told, Mommy, today you cooked nice. Every day you cook nice, but today, The food was something else. So I asked him what happened. So I came home. I went to the room. I read my 2 rakat salah. I went to the corner. The food was there. Then the mother realized that what I was teaching my son is correct. That Allah is in control of every situation. Respected friends and elders, the gift Allah has given us. Honestly, this gift of salah. She does the month of Rajab, the month of Miraj, certain people call it, whatever. This is such a unique month to remind us that salah is such a gift that Allah has given us. Such a gift Allah has given us. The unfortunate thing is this, we don't understand the value and the power of salah. We don't understand the value and power of salah. See, a man one day, he went on a trip, for a business trip for 3 days. So he left his house, he went to Dubai. Before he left, his wife told him, you know, you're going there, your office is where you're going to be working from, very close to a certain market. And in that market, there's a certain shop. In that shop, there's a certain crystal piece I want. It's extremely expensive. But please, man, just get this one thing. I don't have time to go shopping to buy this and that. Just buy this crystal piece for me. So this man, he goes, and he has 3 days business meeting here, does that. The last day before he leaves, he got like 3-4 hours to relax in the hotel. All day was 3 days, busy. He thinks to himself, you know what, leave the sleep, man. I'll go home and sleep. Let me go look for this crystal piece for my wife. So in the tiredness and this, he goes and he finds this piece, that's what she was talking about. And he comes back to the hotel, gets it wrapped beautifully, one nice fragile sticker on it, whatever it might be. And he comes and says, now not even time to relax, gets his bags, goes to the airport. But when he comes down from the hotel into the foyer, the taxi driver is waiting there. Taxi driver takes all his bags. He wants to take this box with this beautiful fragile sticker, beautifully marked. He said, no, that you don't touch. Take the bags, this I will hold. So he holds this box and he goes to the airport. He does his checking, whatever it is, comes to the counter. They said, you put this box through. He said, no. This box is my hand luggage. You can take my passport and put it through, no problem. But this is my hand luggage. I'm taking this box. It's very important, very expensive. So the man gets onto the flight and he's holding this box. Air hostess, wherever it is, let's put it in. He said, no, not this box. You're going to put me also, no, but this box I have to look after. This is for my wife. It's a special gift. It's expensive. She desires this. So the entire flight he sits with this box 8 hours in his lap. When he comes with a trolley for food and for drinks, he says, no, I have to hold this box. Leave the food, leave everything on its place. This box is valuable. This box is expensive. My wife wants it. It's a gift for her. So he goes to sleep, he's eating everything. And when he comes back home, also special care from the airport to the house. Now he comes with his box to the house. He knocks on the door. His wife opens. He pushes the bags through. Whoever's helping him pushes the bags through. Then he tells his wife at the door, here's a crystal piece you want. Here's a crystal piece you want. I made the effort, I got it for you. So she takes this box from his hands. And she calls the domestic, says, Maria, catch it. She throws it. Poor Maria never played cricket in her life. She drops it. And the whole thing cracks and you can hear the glass. What will go through the heart of the husband at that time? What's going to go through his heart? But I made such an effort. I had no time really. And the money I spent, the effort of even not eating and sleeping along the flight, and I carried this box. It made me just give talaq at that time also, who knows? Because such anger will come into him. Respected friends and elders, when Allah Rabbul Izzat wanted to give us this gift of salah, this beautiful gift of salah, Allah never sent it like other commands down. Jibreel alayhi salam. Allah Rabbul Izzat took Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam from Makkah Mukarramah to Baytul Maqdis. From there to the 7 heavens, saw Jannah, Jahannam. Allah took him to Sidratul Muntaha and gave Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi this beautiful gift. Nabi of Allah sallallahu alayhi came back and presented it to us. If we're going to carry on throwing it around, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? That when I can read, I'll read. When I can't read, I won't read. If I'm in a shop, I'm too busy. I got this appointment, I'm too busy. How are we looking after this gift that Allah has given us? And I mentioned to you in the beginning, the power of salah is something that we don't realize. What Allah has left in salah. What Allah has left in salah. Solution to every problem, Allah's qasam. The solution to every problem we have is in salah. When we put our heads on the ground and we beg in Allah, every problem Allah will solve for us. There's many incidents to prove this, but we have to build this conviction in us. Like how we have conviction that my business, my degree, my wealth is solving this problem, and solving that problem, is sorting this out. Yes, that's on His place to sort out our worldly things. But sorting out the bigger problems in our lives and the more difficult things, Allah has given us salah. Let us not throw it around. It's a special gift that Allah has given us. Allah give each one of us a tawfiq, respected friends, elders, really, to understand what Allah has given us. But every salah we make an effort to read in the masjid. We near a masjid, a musalla, where it is Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, to present ourselves behind the Imam. As I mentioned in business class weekend, let us be there for every salah. Allah give us a tawfiq and understanding. Just one announcement, respected friends and elders. Some of us must have noticed when we entered, there's a notice on the board there, especially for the residents of Basonia, that on the 26th, or this next Sunday, not this coming Sunday, following Sunday, after Maghrib Salah is the AGM. So AGM, sometimes we feel, why must I come to an AGM? These other people doing the work. There's one hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that a person who is a person of the masjid, who's a person of the masjid, understand that man is a person of Jannat. So there's many explanations to this. One is a person who's always in the masjid, waiting for one salah to another salah, who's always after salah, not rushing out. There's few explanations to this. One of the explanations to this is that man who gives his time, his health, his energy for the looking after of the masjid. And generally in the AGM, you get people who would appoint as mutawallis, trustees, or people to look after the masjid. That's what they do in the AGM. They discuss the upliftment of the masjid, the caretaking of the masjid. So we, the musallis of Basonia, living in the area, this is something we shouldn't miss. And very important, sometimes the father tells his son, no, you're too young, you're 23, 22, you can't, what you do in the AGM? Oh, they also need to come. They also need to become part of the masjid, become linked up to the masjid. Why? Because it gives them the opportunity for the young also, that they feel this is my duty. I have to be here. Because the masjid belongs to everyone. Everyone has to take part. So whoever is a resident of Basonia, inshallah, you got 1 week to prepare. You got some engagement, something to do. See if you can come back by Maghrib Salah and present yourself for this. It's something very important. Something very important. It's not a small thing. Something very important. So try to be here, take part, listen, see how we as a community, as a group of people can make this masjid become what? A beacon of guidance for the entire humanity. Allah give us understanding. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.